Hello, hello. Welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. My name is Denise Cox, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Trail, British Columbia, Canada. And tonight I am here with a pre-recorded video for you to share with you the free Cards by Mail card class for November. So what happens with this, if you're not familiar with my Cards by Mail class, it happens once a month. And when you use the host code, which let me just pop that up right now onto our screen. So when you use this host code right there, you can see it right here on the screen. When you use that host code and your order is $35 or more before shipping and tax, I'm going to send you a make and take package and a tutorial for all three of the cards that we're going to make in tonight's video. Okay, so you're going to get those for free just for placing a $35 order, but you must include this host code, okay? Now, November is extra special because the 16th was my 13-year anniversary with Stampin' Up. So I've been a demonstrator now for 13 years, and I want to celebrate with you by offering you an extra special ordering for November. So $35, you're going to get the 3-card make and take and the tutorial. And if it's a $50 order, I'm going to send you a package of designer series paper. It'll be an assorted pack. I'm going to cut it down to 4x6. You'll get 25 sheets of that. It'll be all mixed up. It'll be all Stampin' Up. But it'll be a great way for samples, perfect for card fronts, and also really handy to use on scrapbook layouts if you're a scrapbooker. So you're going to get 25 sheets of designer series paper if it's a $50 order or more, and you're going to get the 3-card make and take, okay? $35, you'll just get the cards, $50, you'll get both. So make sure to get those orders placed. This special goes on to the end of the month. So it is going to start today, which is Wednesday, the 22nd. Sorry, no, it doesn't. It doesn't start today. It's already started. This is what happens in your pre-recording. It is going to start on Monday, the 20th, and it's going to run through till the 30th of November. So you've got 10 days to get your order in, and use this host code right here. And yes, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let me turn the camera down because we've got 3 cards to make it through tonight. And I'll talk about it a little bit more while we're creating. All right. Okay, so here are the cards that we're going to make. I'm going to remove that host code for now, but I will pop it up again at the end. So we're going to make these 3 cards today. Now, they all use a different stamp set or bundle. You will be required to have stamps and ink of your own, but I will send you the ribbons and the cardstock, and you'll have your own blings you can add on. So I'll tell you what bling I used, but you can use whatever one you want, but you'll have all the ribbon pieces and the cardstock pieces and any die cut shapes like the circle to make your cards yourself at home. Okay, so we're going to start by making this beautiful snowflake card with non-traditional colors, which is my favorite. And we're using the sparkling snowflake stamp set. Now, if you have been watching my emails, you'll know that the last chance sale is now on with Stampin' Up, which is the items that are retiring from the September to December mini catalog. There's a big list and some of them are on sale. Sparkling Snowflakes in the catalog right now is bundled with a tag topper punch. They're both being carried forward, so they're not retiring, but the bundle is. So you won't be able to get the bundle pricing. So if this is something you've had your eye on and you want both the punch and the stamps, make sure to get it before the end of the catalog period so that you get the extra 10% off. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp this card. So for this particular card, you're going to need Melon Mambo, Pretty Peacock, and Smoky Slate. And your card kit is going to come just like this. So you're going to get one of these with the Melon Mambo card base. It'll all come nicely tucked into the envelope, and you'll get all the pieces I'm going to show you right now. Now, if you don't have the snowflake stamp set and you don't want to purchase it, you can use anything you have at home. So if you have a previous snowflake set, or maybe you want to change it up completely and use whatever you want, but you'll have all of these pieces right here. So we're going to start. It's a Melon Mambo card base. Now I'm not going to give you the dimensions, the measurements tonight, because those will all be included in the PDF. So if you want the measurements and all that information, then you just need to place an order, $35 or more before shipping and tax. Use that host code I flashed up there, and I'm going to send you the PDF with all the measurements. Okay, so we've got our card base scored and folded. We've got a piece of smoky slate. We've got some basic white pieces and this nested essentials label. So this will be included in your kit. I will have already die cut this because it's a basic shape. So that will be included. And you'll also get this piece of iridescent white ribbon. Okay, so we're going to start with Melon Mambo ink. And we're going to use the medium snowflake right here. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp a few of these. This is just random. So there's no like system to what I'm stamping here. It's just stamping. And if you want it to look really random, turn your stamps while you're doing it. So then it looks completely unplanned. Oh, before we do that, let me grab the insert here. And I want to do a wee bit of stamping on here too. All right, so we'll switch to Pretty Peacock ink. And with that one, we're going to use the smallest detailed snowflake right there. So stamp one on the inside, and then we're going to do some more here. Oh, I stamped on the card. That wasn't very good. Don't do that. All right, let's see where else I stamped these little guys. Maybe there. I love this snowflake. Actually, I love them all. They're so pretty. This is probably one of my favorite snowflake stamp sets we've had in a long time. Okay, I'll clean those off in a sec. Then let's switch to our smoky slate. And with the smoky slate ink, I'm going to use the smallest solid snowflake. Okay, so I've got that here on my block. I'm going to stamp the stamp set. I'm going to stamp the stamp in the ink pad, and then I'm going to stamp it off on my scrap paper and then stamp it on. And that way we're getting like a nice, light, pretty snowflake as opposed to like a dark and stormy looking snowflake. Okay, and crossing over the other stamps is totally cool. And then I want one kind of, do as many as you want. It's fun. I love to stamp, so it's fun to do that. Okay, and then my insert needs one of these as well. Like that. Maybe it needs one up here too. All right. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take this front piece that we stamped. We're going to layer it onto our smoky slate. And then get that nice and centered on there. Okay, so then take your iridescent ribbon that you're going to get in your kit. And what you're going to do is tie, I think it's called a top knot. So all I'm doing is making a loop, pulling the end through like this. Okay, so I don't want it to go really tight, but that is all we're going to do to add a little bit of extra to just, as opposed to just putting the ribbon straight across. So you can see that little knot on the front just adds a little bit of extra appeal. So then we're going to grab some tear tape. I have some here. It is. And we're just going to attach those ribbon ends on the back. I love this ribbon. It's so very pretty. And because it's iridescent, it kind of picks up whatever color you're using it with, which is really fun. Okay, then we'll grab the card base. Now I did get a little bit of ink on this, so I'm just going to flip it over. Doesn't matter. And we'll adhere this onto our card. Isn't that pretty? I love the combination of those colors, and stamping off that smoky slate just makes it so nice and soft. Okay, we can, we're not going to do that one quite yet. All right, so then we'll take our Nested Essentials label. And remember, this will be cut in your kit already, okay? So you don't have to worry if you don't have those dies. This will already come pre-cut for you. And I'm going to stamp Make the Season Sparkle, which is so suiting, especially with that sparkly ribbon on the front. And then, I forgot to get this on a block. We've got Winter Greetings. And we're going to stamp that on the inside of our card. Uh-oh, something just fell. That's my tear tape. Okay. So that's the inside of the card. We can go ahead. We can attach that in there now, actually. Let's do that. And then we're going to take our label that we've stamped already, and we're going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. So you'll need to have dimensionals on hand too. Just going to put 3 across there. That wasn't very smart. I should have put 3. I wonder if I'd be able to get them off of there. So what's going to happen, that's going to end up right on top of the ribbon, which is not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. So that's how you want your dimensionals, tops and bottoms, not centered. And then we're going to put this centered over the ribbon. So if we hadn't moved those dimensionals, they would have ended up just on the ribbon and not actually attached to the card. So there is that. And then our final touch is to add some more sparkle. So I have got just some rhinestone basic jewels. These are probably one of my like staples in my craft room. I use them a lot. If I can get them out of here. But for this card, I want to add some color. So I'm going to grab my Pretty Peacock Dark Blend, and I'm just going to color probably 5. Let's do 5. We'll do 3 small ones and 2 big ones. So if you have rhinestones, then this is a great way to do, so you can have any color you want. So you can see those are nicely colored. And I had to take a pick tool somewhere. I have this little desk for when I do my videos, and right now I've got all the supplies to make 3 cards, so it's getting a little crowded. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start adding these little bling wherever we feel we want to put them. Going up there. Okay, that is card number 1. Isn't that fun? Just a lot of fun stamping, but adding a few key little elements and little details really make this card pop. So that is card number 1 using the Sparkling Snowflakes stamp set. So I'm going to set that off to the side over here. I'll bring them back in later. We're going to have quite a mess on my desk here. Okay, next one we're going to do is using a returning stamp set that's in the annual catalog right now, the Regal Reindeer. So this is a stamp set we're going to use today. Item number for this one is 159722. Like I said, you can find it in the annual catalog. It does have coordinating dies. If you look in the die section of the catalog, we're not using those today. We're just going to use the stamp set. So I just love this. I think it's so pretty. So again, this is what you'll get in your kit. You'll have your oval already punched out. Your designer series paper will be in there and all the little bits of cardstock that you need. Okay, before we get started, I'm just going to grab a quick drink of water here. Okay. So we're going to start. We have a white, basic white, thick cardstock. So the thick basic white is good for card bases because it's a little bit more sturdy, and so your card's going to stand up a bit better, like physically stand up like this. And it also gives it a bit more weight, so it's not as flimsy as just the regular basic white. It's fine. This one's just a little bit better. Okay. Let me find the card we're making. Where did I put the card? That would be helpful. Like I said, very small desk, lots going on. this is the card we're going to create today. Now I'm going to share with you a little trick. When I put the stamps on to the block, I used block E and I situated them onto my grid paper. Let's just remount it so I can show you. So on my grid paper, I used the center line and I put the hooves of the reindeer right along that line. And then I took the little child who's got her hands out feeding the apple, and I lined those up on the line as well. And if you can see that, her apple is in line with his mouth. So do that, and then I stamp this down. Now, the reason I did that is because now I'm not going to be fighting with getting it lined up on my card when I stamp it. It's already lined up on the stamp. Okay. So again, let's get rid of some of this mess. All right. So on the card front, we're going to take our designer series paper. This one is the Traditions of St. Nick. So we've got cute little stockings on one side, and we've got this pretty like damask kind of mossy meadow pattern on the front. So we're going to use that one today. Of course, when you get your kit, if you like the stockings better, then you can feel free to switch that around. And we're going to put this right about center on the card front. And then we'll take Smoky Slate and the dimensionals that I just had. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is a disaster, this desk. Okay, there they are, buried underneath there. So we're going to put a dimensional in each corner and one in the middle. And actually, you know, rather than struggle with these, I'm just going to use my take a pick tool. And remove, oh, that one didn't come off. Remove those backs. And then we're going to center this on the card. Okay, so there is that. So for now, we're going to set this aside so I don't get ink on it. All right, so you've got a smaller piece of basic white, and we're going to need, for this one, all you need for ink is Memento and some Smoky Slate. Okay, so we're going to ink this up. Now, if you're just joining us now, hello and welcome. This is our free class by mail November class. You will receive all 3 of the cards that we're creating tonight as a free make and take class when you place an order of $35 or more in my online store, and that's before shipping and tax, and use this host code. I've put it up there again while we're creating this card. Okay. So there's our stamp, and the reindeer's back end is off the paper. That is okay. That is how I planned this. So nothing wrong there. And then on our little oval, I'm going to grab my silicone mat. We're going to stamp Merry Christmas. And my little tip for you with the cling stamp, we're all getting very used to the photopolymer where we can see through. So this one's you can't see through. So what I'm going to do is flip it over. And if you can see on mine, my rubber stamp is sort of mounted way more towards the bottom than it is centered. So I'm going to remember that when I stamp it onto my oval. So there we have Merry Christmas. Okay. Now we're going to grab some stamping blends. I've got gray granite blends. We need some pecan pie blends, old olive, real red, and crumb cake. Okay. So first thing I want to do is grab my light gray granite. And I'm going to draw like a kind of like snow at the base of their feet, so it doesn't look like they're just floating in the air. So just like that. I I think what we'll do actually is we're going to stamp the little snowflakes around before we color. So using Smoky Slate, and what I've done again, I've mounted both of the little snowflake images from the Regal Reindeer stamp set. Right here. So there's two of, oh, you can't see that with that ring light. Ooh. So there's two of them. So I've just got them both mounted on the block so I can stamp them both at the same time. And don't worry if you're getting the snowflakes on your stamped images. That's totally okay. Okay, so we've got snowflakes, super cute. Now we can go ahead and color. So to color this one, I'm going to start with the reindeer, and I'm going to use Crumb Cake Light. And I'm going to color his antlers. Now you could use stamping blends like I am. You could use watercolor pencils for this. You could even use your Stampin' Write markers. They would work on these too, of course. So you can use, now if you're going to use, I should correct that. If you're going to use your Stampin' Write markers, then be sure to use Stays on Black as opposed to Memento, because it will not bleed into your image. So we've got Crumb Cake with that one. And I also think I'm going to color the little boots crumb cake down here. Okay, so far I've just used my light crumb cake, and we'll color the little fur around the top of the hat here. Okay, so now I'll grab my dark crumb cake, and we're just going to kind of, ooh, gosh, that was hard. I went a little outside the lines, but that's okay. I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight with the dark. Okay, maybe along the bottom of her boot too. I hope you guys can't hear that. Sounds like there's some construction going out on the street outside my window here. Hopefully it's not interfering with the video. Okay, so that's crumb cake. Then let's do some pecan pie. The name escaped me there for a sec. So we're going to color the reindeer pecan pie. And just add in a few, this is the dark one, so I'm just adding in a few highlights, kind of outlining the base of the image. Not being super particular by any means. Kind of color along the lines that they gave us. So many little details on this stamp. I don't want to color pecan pie where I don't want it. So we'll just add in some here. Oh, see, like I almost did there. I almost colored the blanket. That was not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna go around the blanket. Okay, so that is the dark. Now we're just gonna blend it all in with the light. Such a pretty Christmas image, this one. What do you guys think of the Regal reindeers? Do you have it already? Did you overlook it in the catalog, or is it something that's just not really your style? Leave me a comment and let me know. I can't wait to read all the comments. The video itself is pre-recorded, but I will be watching for comments when it goes live. So if you're here, say hello. Okay, so that is our reindeer. Then I'm going to add red and green. So I've got Old Olive and Real Red. And we're going to color, let's start with his bridle up here. I've got the dark Old Olive for this one. Again, you could make this whatever color you want, whatever you're feeling. I probably should have actually grabbed Mossy Meadow now that I think about it. I think my original card was Mossy Meadow ink to tie in with the cards, the designer series paper we used, but it's okay. Any green will work. We're just kind of coloring that. And then I'm going to switch to the lighter one, not to do any shading, but just to give it kind of, ooh, that end's not very good on that one. I don't usually use this, I don't know, marker end. I usually use the other end, but it's got some fray to it and it wouldn't do very well at all on these little detailed sections. Okay, and then we'll just do this little piece here. And then I'm going to switch to red. And actually, I'm going to grab my crumb cake again, and I'm going to color the little bells with dark crumb cake. I might as well color his hooves too. Okay, and then we'll do red. So this is dark real red. And just giving it some places for shading. And let's color this red as well. I'm going to try and outline just that little bit. Not sure why I've opened this end. I'm going to switch. I feel like I have way more control when I use the paintbrush end. And we'll don't forget the little ornament up here hanging on his antlers. Okay. Color that in. Oh, we forgot a part. So this is light. I've gone back to my light old olive. We're going to color that in. Okay, so the reindeer is finished. Now we're going to go back to this little kid over here, and we're going to use red and green again, tie it all together. So these cute little pants she's wearing, we're going to color them red. And we'll do her scarf red as well. And we'll color it apple. Let's do a green, or not a green, a red apple. We'll switch to the light and we'll shade that in. And her jacket, we're going to do green. When I was a little girl, I remember having a jacket that was kind of like a mossy meadow green color, and it did indeed have that fur around the top and the, you know, the brown. So this is kind of like why I chose those colors. It reminded me of that jacket I used to have. Okay. Oh, this might be okay for, nope. Switch to that end. I'll be adding another set of old olive blends to my order, but there's okay because there's lots of last chance items to check out too. So it's a good time to order. Except this one is really, look at that. It's almost, oh my goodness. Okay. We're just going to set that one aside because it definitely does need to be replaced. Okay, now, oh, her gloves, her mittens. Let's do her mittens, dark crumb cake. Okay. There we go. So there you can see how fun that is to color and how Christmassy that looks, all colored in reds and greens. I'm pulling the card base again, making sure the opening is on the right side. I've done that before. And then we will adhere our stamped and colored piece to our smoky slate. Okay. And then we'll grab our little oval here. Put Merry Christmas down here. And then we do need to add some bling on this one. So what I thought looked really fun and what I did on my original card was I used these neutral adhesive back sequins. They're a lot of fun. And as you can see, I really like them. We don't have many left, but I did want just the silver ones. So that worked out because there's some of those here. I'll put one here, another one there, and then we'll put a smaller one up here. We like to have things in threes. And there is card number 2. Now I'm going to just show you what I did on the inside of my card, and you can feel free to do that if you choose, or you can just leave it blank if you want, but there will be a piece insert in there in case you do want to stamp. So here is what I did on the inside. I stamped "Wishing you a wonderful season filled with all the good things that warm your heart and lift your spirit." And I stamped some of the smoky slate snowflakes in either corner. So you can go ahead and do that on your piece of white and insert it if you want, or you can just leave it blank like I am, and have more room to write your message on there yourself. Okay, so that is card number 2. So we'll set that one aside. With our other snowflake one that we've finished, we don't need any of these blends, so let me just take a second to tidy up this a little bit so that we can do our next card, which if I had to choose, I think would definitely, well, that doesn't make sense. I would say that the next card is my favorite of the ones we're doing today. Although I do love the colors in the snowflake one, there's something about the country feel of this card right here that makes it my favorite. Okay, so that's what we're going to create today. This uses the Joy of Noel bundle. This one is on the last chance item, and it is retiring, you guys. So if this has been on your wish list, don't hesitate and get that ordered before it sells out. Once it sells out, it's gone for good. Okay. So we use this in my Creatively Hatched Club too, and we loved it. We paired it with the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper. It was beautiful. Okay, so this time we're going to pair it with the Joy of Christmas. So let me grab the kit. This is what your kit will look like when you order $35 or more with that host code that's down there on the screen. And don't forget, if you add your order to $50 or more, I'm also going to send you those 25 4x6 sheets of Designer Series paper, a big assortment. So you're going to have lots of fun patterns to play with. And that's just a free little gift for me in celebration of my 13th anniversary as a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Alrighty. Here's all the pieces you're going to get. So you have 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. Now there are 2 different patterns of this holly berry in the Joy of Christmas. So you may get a slightly different looking one, but it will definitely be the reds and greens, very Christmassy. And it might just have some white poinsettias in there as well. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our crumb cake card base. We're going to fold it on the score line. Your card will be cut and scored for you and tucked nicely into that envelope, just like mine was. We're going to grab some shaded spruce cardstock that's from your kit, and we're going to attach the Designer Series paper with the hollies or the red and green. We're going to attach that right onto the shaded spruce. Okay. Next, we're going to attach the Designer Series paper across. Now, you could do the green if you like the green, but I love the look of this brown wood grain. So I'm going to use that. And I want it just slightly above center. The placement of this really doesn't matter. Okay. Now you're going to get some of the gorgeous black and very vanilla large check ribbon. I love this. And I can't remember, to be honest, if it's on the last chance. Let me just have a boo here and let me tell you if it is. I'm not seeing it on here. I think maybe they're carrying that one forward, but we'll have to check online to be sure. This list, let me just share it with you. This list is so teeny tiny, it's really hard to read, but I don't see this ribbon on here, which tells me that it's probably carrying forward. All right, so we're going to take that, we're going to snip it off. Paper snip. Okay, and then we're going to grab that tear tape. Fell down here on the floor. Okay, so this piece is going to go across here. We're going to wrap it around, and then we're just going to secure those ends on the back with our tear tape. And then now this whole piece can get adhered to the card front. So the key here is to line up the edges of this designer series paper to the edges of your card. And I didn't do a very good job of putting that centered. It's a little bit better. Okay, so there is the start of our card. Isn't that pretty? I just love the kind of, like I said, country feel for it. So before we do anything else with the ribbon, we're going to grab the, oh no, I forgot to tell you. We need this circle. Oh gosh, now I'm going to have to go back. So bear with me for a second. I had to grab a piece of shaded spruce cardstock. So you know how we layered this designer series paper onto this? My intention was that you would cut the circle out of the middle of that before you adhered your designer series paper. Just kind of a paper saving thing. But because I mucked up in my video here and I didn't do that, for everybody who's ordering, I will include a 2 3/8 circle in with your kit. So that if you are following along, you don't end up going, oh no, I didn't do that. Okay, no worries. We have lots of shaded spruce cardstock. So I'm going to grab 3 dimensionals and I'm just going to stick them on the back of this circle. And that circle is going to go kind of centered, just like that. Okay, so in the inside of our card, I didn't do anything. I just left it white so we can go ahead and attach the insert. Feel free, of course, to grab one of your favorite Christmas sentiments or images to stamp on the inside of your card. Make it your own, add your own little twist. All right, so now we're going to stamp this Noel. So here is the stamp, and then we're going to do just one little bit of die cutting here. So I have the Noel die. First, we're going to grab the little white piece of paper. The real red ink's what you're going to use. Oh, that's Melon Mambo. Where's my real red? There it is. Melon Mambo wouldn't have quite had the same appeal on this card as it did on that first one. Okay, so we've got Noel here. We're going to stamp that in the center of this piece of white. This piece of white is no particular size. It's just big enough to stamp Noel. So isn't that great how it stamps all those pretty letters in one stamp? And what's even better is now we have this Noel die that we're going to cut these out, and it's going to cut them all out individually, which is really cool. So let me bring in my die cut machine here, the little guy. Whoa, my light just fell. I don't know if you guys could see that. Hold on one second. That's not good. Eeks. Doesn't there. Hopefully that's okay. All right. So we've got plates 1, and we need both number 2. I sure hope that your guys' desk is not as crazy looking as mine, although there's not too many people that I've met in my crafting journey that are super neat when they're crafting. a lot like me, tidy up after each card. I haven't done that this time, obviously, but usually I make one card or one project, and then I clean my desk up entirely, and then I do the next, because I don't like it when it gets too closed in and too messy. All right, so there we have that. Pop this out. So you will need to have your own stamps and dies for this one. So you'll have to have this Joy of Noel if this is how you want it. If you want to do the card the same. Okay. Oh gosh, we've really made a muck here. All right, so I'm going to grab the card base, bring that back in, and then we'll use some mini stamping dimensionals if I can find them. If not, we're just going to cut the big ones. But I know I had. Huh, they're all gone. Oh no, they're there. So mini dimensionals will work best on these. So we're going to use that. We just need a couple on each letter because they're not going to go anywhere. I position that so that the edge of this letter is sort of centered on the circle, and then the O can go beside it. Like that, and then we'll do the E and the L below. So again, remember, just 2 dimensionals on each letter is plenty. Don't worry about getting them too fiddly in here. I was just thinking to myself, man, those puppies are being really quiet upstairs. I don't know if you guys can hear them barking, but with any luck, that's the delivery, the UPS guy here delivering my pre-order from the new January catalog. Let's hope. Okay, so there is Noel. Love that. Then we're going to grab the rest of our ribbon and we're going to tuck it underneath. So I'm just going to pull that up and tuck it under there. And we're going to tie a cute little bow right here. You could tie your bow and then add it on separately with a mini glue dot too, if that's what you prefer. I'm just going to tie mine right around there. Oops. There we go, and I'll trim this one to kind of match the other. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, so pretty. And then we'll take our, okay, so these are the adhesive back glitter sequins. Mine are kind of all been cut apart because I used them in a big class that I had, my Stamp-A-Stack, and I needed to cut the blue apart from the green and white to use on separate cards stations. So that's why mine look like this. Yours will not. Okay, let's add some green sparkle. And then maybe we'll use this one somewhere down here. There we are. There is our third and final card for the November 2023 Cards by Mail class. Isn't that fun? I love it. Okay, so let me just do a quick little recap here. And then you guys leave me a comment. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. So we have number 1 right here. This is this pretty pink melon mambo. And that one we did using the Sparkling Snowflakes stamp set. Okay, so that was card number 1. Card number 2, we used the Regal Reindeers stamp set and some blends. And we've created this beautiful, this beautiful card right here. Super fun to color. And then lastly, we did the Joy of Noel bundle. So we did use the dies on this one too. So we used that beautiful bundle and we made this fun country feel Christmas card. So 1, 2, and 3, which one is your favorite? let me know in the comments. Like I said, I will be watching and responding to your comments too. All right, so let me pop back up here on the screen. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for spending some of your Wednesday evening with me stamping and watching my video. This, as I mentioned, is my Cards by Mail November class. So it's a free class that you receive in the mail when you place a $35 order through my online store using this host code. So you just need to go to my online store. Let me show you how you can get there. Okay, just createwithbirdsnest.ca/shop. When you get in there, you're going to add all your items you want to your cart. And when you check out, it'll say enter host code. When you enter the host code in there, it's automatically going to link you to me because you're going to enter my host code. So that was this one here, the C6XTFU9G. Okay, you enter that host code. When your order is $35 or more, that tells me that you want this class. You want to make these 3 pretty cards. So I'll send you all 3 make and takes. And then if your order is $50 or more before shipping and tax, I'm also going to send you 25 4x6 pieces of designer series paper, all little like an assortment pack. It's not going to be anything. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be an assortment. It's going to be fun. Some of it will be retired. Some of it will be current. Some will be recently retired or perhaps sold out. But it's going to be a really fun assortment for you. Okay. And it's going to come in a really cute little envelope, a little pink cactus envelope. So watch out for that because, you know, I love pink. Okay. So please remember, add this host code if you want it on this special. It's a combination of my Cards by Mail with my 13th anniversary sale for you. The last chance sale is on. So head on over to the online store. When you're shopping, make sure to check out that section. Also check out the online exclusives. Because there's some great products in there you won't see in any of the publications. One of those being this Traditions of St. Nick paper that we used on this card. Okay, everybody, thank you so very much for joining me for this pre-recorded video tonight. I had fun stamping and I can't wait to read all of your comments. I will be back in my studio with live videos the last week of November. So next week, I'll be back live. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful time. I will see you back here real soon. All right, everybody. Cheers.